It's 3 months to go for the elections, and attempts to polarize have begun. Maulana Salman Azhari, who was arrested by Gujarat ATS and Drew mobs who surrounded a police station, is an example of this. The man on your screens was caught on camera inciting a crowd of thousands in Junagadh. But look at the people who gathered when he was summoned. Now, it doesn't take a genius to figure out what's happening. There are going to be several attempts made to polarize voters ahead of the elections. Well, clearly, of course, these are now hate speeches which are beginning already. Maulana Kosar Hassan Majidi, head of the Sufi Khanka Association, is joining us live. Major Mohammad Ali Shah is also live with us, defense expert, but I presume he's here, of course, today in his role as in his capacity as an IMPA media panelist. Let's also bring in Himanshu Bhatt, senior journalist, onto the broadcast as well. Let me get started with you first, Himanshu Bhatt. What do you make of this, shocker coming in from this Maulana, and now the crowds who are gathering to gherao the police station, to gherao the cops in the manner that we've seen in these visuals that we're putting out on our screen?
Yes, it's a pattern there in Junagadh. Let me tell you one thing. I'll give you an incident. 10, 12 months back, if you remember, there were certain riots broke out. The reason for that, because there's a Majevdi Darwaja area in Junagadh town. Junagadh city rather, it's a municipal corporation now. There is a masjid, a religious structure, right in the middle of the road. So, Municipal Corporation of Junagadh had given a notice that why we shouldn't demolish this structure to widen the road or to, make the road proper. On that, there were riots that had broke out 10, 12 months back. Now this happens in almost the same area. If you see Junagadh and Junagadh city as such, there are about 60 seats. It's a municipal corporation. So that means there are about 20 wards. 54 of those seats are with BJP, 3 with Congress and 3 were with NCP. Out of 3, one of them had resigned. So what is happening here right now is this Maulana, on 31st of January in the night, it was a government school in this area. A government school, mind you. Government run, municipal corporation run. There are schools like that everywhere in Gujarat. There, he was talking to the people, thousands of people, and in that he uttered these words, the hate speech. Today is their turn, tomorrow our turn will come. The language which he used, I cannot use it over here. I'll tell you very, very frankly. Because the wordings that he had chosen, I have got that clip with me. I've obtained it from local Junagadh. And so, from Ghatkopar, he's basically a man from Mumbai Ghatkopar suburb of the Central Railway. From there, he was picked up by ATS and brought to Junagadh back. The police is inquiring. They have obtained 4 days remands of this man. And what is happening and what they are searching for, more than anything else, as you said, this hate speech and this sort of sleeper cells and terror modules and all those things. Because when ATS comes, they look at certain angles. And here also, his bank accounts are being probed. You'll be surprised. The sources say, they have not declared it yet, so I cannot say confirmedly, but sources say they are looking at a foreign funding. If that proves to be correct, that means, as you said, it's not even 100 days for the elections. And this toolkit has started operating again, creating disturbances in largely a peaceful society. And Junagadh has a history before 47 also. You must remember that. Some of those elements are still there. Whether you like it or not, it's a fact of life and you have to accept that. Because I've worked quite a few years in Gujarat as a journalist, and I know for sure. In his speech also, he was very clear. Abhi unka waqt hai. Hamara waqt bhi aayega, and the last battle is still going on. And for that, what the words he had uttered, well, you can understand. I'm not reusing that. So Uday, this looks, bigger than what it seems like. You'll be surprised. I think you would know that from Delhi Railway station also they have picked up one terrorist today. It's today's news. Someone is picked up. Police was taking that away. Quite a few things have started happening. And this toolkit will be in operation for coming 3-4 months to the full extent. But mind you, in Junagadh also, see this communal division, communal disturbances, communal tensions were a thing of past for so many years. It has resurfaced again last year, some 10, 12 months ago, on the name of religion. And that is very dangerous. Because Gujarat was by and large very, very peaceful in last 15, 20 years. And this sort of a thing, happening again. And just before election, this sort of hate speeches. And you see the number of young people there chanting and giving slogans and things like that. That's very dangerous. It can create social problems. And it'll, if not taken seriously and dealt with iron hand, whichever side it needs to be dealt with the iron hands. Anyone who tries to do this must be dealt with very, very seriously. And because we cannot afford our development to go array for that.
Yes, absolutely. Let me now quickly bring in Maulana Kausar Hassan Majidi into the conversation as well. Maulana Majidi, what do you make of this, this shocker, this inciting of crowds by Maulana, in Junagadh, and also, of course, now the crowds that we are seeing as well, try and gherao the police, try and put pressure. What do you make of this incident? Do you believe these are polarization tactics ahead of the elections?
देखिए, जहां तक ये सवाल है कि ये पोलराइजेशन किया जा रहा है, निश्चित तौर से ये बिल्कुल सही बात है कि ये मतलब जो है अपने मॉब को दिखा करके कुछ करना चाहता था। लेकिन मैं एक सवाल खड़ा करता हूं इस बात पर, और बहुत अफसोस के साथ सवाल खड़ा करता हूं इस बात पर कि शायद ये मैंने आपके चैनल पर पिछले जून 2022 में मैंने इस बात को कहा था, और मुझे पूरी तरीके से याद है कि मैंने आपके चैनल पे ही कहा था कि कुछ एलिमेंट्स इस तरीके के हैं, और मैंने शायद इस व्यक्ति का नाम भी लिया था। अगर उस वक्त ही जब हम लोगों ने इसके खिलाफ मोर्चा खोला था और बताया था कि ये व्यक्ति किस तरीके से लोगों को मतलब जो है हमास के पैटर्न पर मोबिलाइज कर रहा है, और मतलब मुस्लिम ब्रदरहुड का एजेंडा चला रहा है, और इसके कनेक्शन पाकिस्तान के भारत विरोधी आतंकवादियों के साथ भी हैं, ये तो सूफी खानका एसोसिएशन की जानिब से हमने 2 साल पहले इस बात को कहा था, और गवर्नमेंट्स को हमने लेटर्स भी लिखे थे और बराबर लिख रहे थे कि आखिर ये जो चीजें ये व्यक्ति ला रहा है, केवल यही एक ऐसा मौलाना, पूरे मैं तो उसको मौलाना भी नहीं मानता हूं, पूरे भारत में यही एक ऐसा व्यक्ति है जो गज़वे हिंद की बात करता है, गज़वे हिंद का सपोर्ट करता है। और देखिए, सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि आज मैं पूरी जिम्मेदारी के साथ आपके इस चैनल के माध्यम से पूरे देश को और देश के मुसलमानों को स्पष्ट शब्दों में कहना चाहता हूं कि ये जो व्यक्ति कृत्य कर रहा है, सलमान अजहरी देश को तोड़ने वाला, और इसने ये जो जुमले इस्तेमाल किए हैं, दरअसल इसने किसी समुदाय को टारगेट नहीं किया है, दरअसल इसने टारगेट किया है हमारे बाबाए कौम राष्ट्रपिता महात्मा मोहनदास करमचंद गांधी को, इसने टारगेट किया है डॉक्टर अंबेडकर को, इसने टारगेट किया है हमारे उन स्वतंत्रता संग्राम सेनानियों को, मौलाना अबुल कलाम आजाद को, अल्लामा फजलिया खैराबादी को, कि जिन्होंने एक ऐसे भारत की परिकल्पना की थी जिसमें संविधान का शासन हो, जो सेकुलर हो, और जब धर्म के आधार पर देशों का विभाजन हो ही गया, भारत हिंदुओं के लिए मुंतखब कर दिया गया और पाकिस्तान मुसलमानों के लिए चूज कर लिया गया, जिनको पाकिस्तान जाना था चले गए, लेकिन इस देश में जो मुसलमान बचे थे, उन मुसलमानों को इस देश के बहुत बड़े समुदाय ने, हिंदुओं ने दिल खोल करके स्वागत किया, गले से लगाया, और आज तक अपने गले से लगाए हुए हैं। और ऐसा शख्स इस तरीके की बातें करके हमारे फैब्रिक स्ट्रक्चर को, हमारे सोशल स्ट्रक्चर को, हमारे सामाजिक सद्भाव को बिगाड़ना चाहता है। और ऐसे व्यक्ति, ऐसे उन्मादी और अपराधी जिसके ऊपर कर्नाटक में 6-6 मुकदमे जो है दंगा भड़काने के लिए दर्ज हो, ऐसे अपराधी के समर्थन में लोग मॉब इकट्ठा कर लेते हैं। ये बड़ी हैरत की बात है कि आखिर इस समाज को क्या हो गया है, या आखिर समाज किस दिशा में जा रहा है कि एक अपराधी, और ऐसा अपराधी जो विदेशियों के इशारे पर भारत को तोड़ना चाहता है, ऐसे व्यक्ति के समर्थन में लोग जमा हो गए। बहुत अफसोस और बहुत शर्म की बात है।
जी बिल्कुल। मौलाना मजीदी, मानसिकता क्या है, रणनीति क्या है, मौलाना सलमान अजहरी का मकसद क्या है?
देखिए, मैंने जहां तक इसका अध्ययन किया है, मैं पिछले 3-4 सालों से बराबर इसका अध्ययन कर रहा हूं। अभी 2-3 महीने पहले ये व्यक्ति विदेश में पाकिस्तान के एक ताहिर कादरी नामक व्यक्ति से मिला था। ये वही ताहिर कादरी है जो पाकिस्तान के मंचों पर खुलेआम कश्मीर में जिहाद को सपोर्ट करता है और ये कहता है कि भारत कश्मीर हमारा है, इस तरीके की बातें करता है। उसके साथ बैठ करके इस व्यक्ति ने इंटरव्यू दिया और तमाम उस तरीके की उलझुल बातें की। देखिए सर, मैं आपको एक बात बताऊं कि केवल इसने एक यही जूनागढ़ में इस तरीके की खुराफात वाली बात नहीं की है, ये तो बहुत कम बातें हैं। इसने पूरे हिंदुस्तान में घूम घूम करके जहां जहां पर जो है हिंदू और मुस्लिम मिश्रित आबादी में रहते हैं, वहां पर जाकर के इसने इस तरीके के भड़काऊ बयान दिए हैं कि अगर आप सुन लेंगे तो आपको बहुत अफसोस होगा। मैं सिर्फ यही जुमला कह सकता हूं। इसका एकमात्र उद्देश्य जो है भारत में एक ऐसा माहौल तैयार करना है कि जिससे जो है सांप्रदायिक हिंसा हो, और इसका पैटर्न वही है जो पाकिस्तान के आतंकवादी मुल्ला आसिफ अशरफ जलाली का है। और मैं तो ये मांग करता हूं आपके चैनल के माध्यम से, भारत सरकार से ये मांग करता हूं कि मतलब जो है राजनीतिक हस्तक्षेप को किनारे करते हुए एक उच्च स्तरीय जांच समिति बनाई जाए जिसमें सुप्रीम कोर्ट के रिटायर्ड जस्टिस हो, वो कमेटी बनाई जाए। इसके जो भी मंसूबे हैं वो सामने पूरे देश के आना चाहिए। और मैं दावे के साथ कहता हूं कि जब इसको डिटेन किया जाएगा तो ऐसे ऐसे नाम निकलेंगे, चौंकाने वाले नाम निकलेंगे कि लोग अपने दांतों के तले उंगली दबा लेंगे कि इस शख्स का जो इरादा है।
जी बिल्कुल। मौलाना मजीदी, ये जो अब जो क्राउड है, ये जो लोग हैं, इनको कौन भड़का रहा है? क्योंकि मौलाना अजहरी तो अब कस्टडी में आ गए, तो उनके बाहर के ये एसोसिएट्स हैं जो भड़का रहे हैं लोगों को। कौन है ये क्राउड, ये भीड़ के पीछे?
देखिए, जहां तक मैंने अभी 2-3 दिन में अध्ययन किया है, वही चीजें सामने आ गई। जो पीएफआई के सिंपैथाइजर थे, जो पीएफआई के फॉलोअर्स थे, वही सारे चेहरे निकल करके सामने आ रहे हैं। और इसमें कुछ लोग और भी हैं जो मतलब जो है मुस्लिम लीडरशिप की राजनीति करते हैं, जिनको देश ने कभी स्वीकार नहीं किया है। वो करीबन 3 पॉइंट समथिंग का जो तबका है जो इस तरीके की बातें करता है, वो खुल करके सामने आ गया है। और वही लोग हैं जो पीएफआई के सिंपैथाइजर हैं, जो सीबी को फॉलो करते हैं, जो हमास को फॉलो करते हैं। यही लोग जो है वो खुल करके सामने आ गए। आप सोशल मीडिया पर जाकर किसी एक व्यक्ति को पकड़ लें जो सलमान अजहरी का सपोर्टर है, और आप बैक में जाएं 2 साल पहले, तो वही व्यक्ति आपको पीएफआई का सपोर्टर मिलेगा, और वही व्यक्ति आपको मुस्लिम ब्रदरहुड का सपोर्टर मिलेगा।
जी, क्या आपको लगता है कि और ऐसे प्रयास किए जाएंगे? चुनावी साल है ये, 3 महीने में चुनाव जो हैं वो संपन्न होंगे। क्या आपको लगता है और ऐसे प्रयास होंगे, और ऐसे कोशिशें होंगी?
देखिए, कोशिशें तो ये लोग बराबर करते रहते हैं। अगर आप मुझको कभी अलग से मिले तो मैं आपको तमाम ऐसे एविडेंस दूंगा जो मैं बराबर सरकारी एजेंसियों को देता रहता हूं। प्रयास तो मुतवातिर इन लोगों के बराबर जारी रहते हैं, लेकिन इनके प्रयास ना पहले कभी सफल हुए थे, ना भविष्य में कभी सफल होंगे। ऐसे लोगों को मुस्लिम समाज कभी स्वीकार नहीं करता है। ये बिल्कुल निश्चित तौर पर सिर्फ 3-3.5% के लोगों के बीच में अपने विचारों को पहुंचा सकते हैं। बाकी देश का आम मुसलमान इनके विषय में सोचना भी पसंद नहीं करता है।
जी, मौलाना मजीदी, अब क्या आपको लगता है कि जो देश के लोग हैं उनको बचना चाहिए? आपका क्या संदेश होगा, खास करके मुसलमान समुदाय के लिए भी, जो कहीं ना कहीं कभी कभार इन भड़काऊ भाषणों की वजह से भड़क जाते हैं? आपका संदेश क्या होगा देशवासियों को, मुस्लिम समुदाय के लोगों को भी?
देखिए, मुसलमानों का एक बहुत बड़ा वर्ग है जिसकी मैं गिनती करता हूँ 95% से ऊपर। उसको अपनी दाल रोटी दलिया की ही ज्यादा फिक्र है, वो इन सब चकल्लसों में नहीं पड़ता। लेकिन मैं सरकारों से जरूर अपील करूंगा मैं हाथ जोड़ करके आपके चैनल के माध्यम से अपील करूंगा कि राजनीति से इधर हट करके इस विचारधारा पर अंकुश लगाने के लिए ठोस कदम उठाए जाएं, अन्यथा अभी तो नहीं लेकिन आने वाले दिनों में ये बहुत बड़ा जो है तमाशा खड़ा कर सकते हैं।
जी, और अब कानूनी कार्रवाई की बात करें तो क्या आपको लगता है सख्त से सख्त कार्रवाई की जानी चाहिए?
भाई मैंने तो डिमांड ही की है। कल ही मैंने एक जो है गृह मंत्री जी को लेटर लिखा है और गुजरात के मुख्यमंत्री को पत्र लिखा है कि इसको यूएपीए में निरुद्ध किया जाए और उसके बाद इसकी जो है जांच की जाए और उसके ऊपर मतलब फास्ट ट्रैक कोर्ट में मुकदमा चला करके सख्त से सख्त इबरतनाक सजा दी जाए, ताकि लोगों को मालूम हो कि हमारे देश के सामाजिक ताने बाने के साथ छेड़छाड़ करने वालों को कितना बड़ा दंड दिया जा सकता है।
मौलाना मजीदी, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया हमारे संग जुड़ने के लिए। मैं मेजर शाह का भी इस वक्त रुक करना चाहता हूँ, मेजर मोहम्मद अली शाह जो इस वक्त हमारे संग अभी भी बने हुए हैं। मेजर शाह, आप इस वाक़या को किस नज़रिए से देखते हैं? हाउ डू यू व्यू दिस इंसिडेंट एंड व्हाट डू यू बिलीव वाज द आइडिया बिहाइंड इट, द मोटिव बिहाइंड इट?
Although it's very sad and unfortunate, that we have some characters from the Muslim community like this who have come forward and who have given a hate speech. Anyone who gives a hate speech, anyone from irrespective of the caste, community, region, religion, should be dealt with a iron hand, no ifs, no buts about it. The very fact is. Now we just heard Sufi Muhammad Qausar Sahab speaking just now. And I am so glad that someone who actually, because I don't sport a beard, I don't wear a cap, I don't have the typical what we stereotype as a Muslim say, we think, right? When he spoke that, that such kind of thing is not acceptable by the Muslim society as well. And I don't know, the people who have the followers, I really don't know. I'm surprised from where he is mustered up that crowd. And unko bhadka kaun raha hai? So the very fact is, this creates a problem for a peace-loving Muslim. This creates a problem for a right-thinking Muslim. He has to bear the brunt. He has to suffer to all these things. And when you are giving any speech in public, any speech, like for example, when I am speaking on television with you, so there is a decorum to be maintained, which we all do that. You can't use unparliamentary language and forget about unparliamentary language, the hate, the spreading venom. See, Uday, and religion is a very, very personal matter. If I respect the other religion will respect my religion. It's very simple. In fact, on the contrary, if you have a platform like that, where you have an audience, where you have followers, where people listen to you, they get influenced by your talks, you should use that platform positively in a constructive manner to promote communal harmony, to promote peace, to promote brotherhood. So when we see a person actually promoting enmity or hatred and using the kind of filthy language, it is really disheartening. In fact, the morale goes down. You are aware of this, Uday. I have given so many TEDx talks outside the country as well. And when I have gone outside India to deliver a TEDx talk, I have been very careful how to uphold the respect, the reputation, the image of our country, of our society over there. It's very important. And now, what will a common person think? A non-Muslim will think, oh, ek Musliman aadmi ne aisi speech di hai. And I don't blame them for thinking this way about it, because we as Muslims do not agree. हम ही जब इत्तेफाक नहीं रखते भैया, हम ही जब इसे इत्तेफाक नहीं रखते तो हम कैसे उम्मीद रखेंगे कि भाई कोई इनकी बातों से इत्तेफाक रख दे? No, I think we should be spreading a message of peace, love, harmony. I mean, we should spread brotherhood. In fact, when you have a platform like this, it surprised me over there. It's really, I am very disheartened to see what's happened over there.
Yes. Also, do you believe that, Major Shah, such attempts will continue, given the fact that elections are around the corner? And how should we guard against such attempts? What would be your advice to the Muslim community and also your fellow countrymen?
Right, Uday, that's a very, very good question. And thank you for asking me this, Yes, Uday, I think we have to be chary, we have to be wary, we have to be on a guard for such attempts would continue when there is election happening. There is going to be polarization. In fact, not only from one side, from every side. One has to be as educated citizen. And there is a difference between education and literacy. So I'm not talking about the literate citizen. I'm talking about the as educated citizens who would be watching television, who would be watching news, who would be reading, who would have a mind of their own, who would be sensible. to please guard against these kind of talks which divide us, irrespective of whichever community or whichever religion one belongs to. It should be taken care that we should spread brotherhood. I'll give an example of our own state. I have a very soft corner for the northeast part of India. I will give you the example of Mizoram. There was a picture which went viral of three one was the current chief minister and two were the former chief minister, all from different parties, sitting together and having a cup of tea and sharing a laughter together. What better example than this? Where if you have different parties, different ideologies also, you can coexist in a very fine, gentlemanly manner. You don't have to go around doing, spreading hate. No. The very fact is, yes, these attempts are going to continue and I would caution not only from the Muslim community, from everyone, the citizens of a country, in fact, to guard against these kind of things. And koi bhi agar jahan pe aapko bhadkata hai, should have a mind of your own, not to get carried away by these kind of elements over there.
Right. Let me, in fact, take that to Himanshu Bhatt as well. Himanshu Bhatt, now, as far as the police action is concerned, what do you believe? How strong should it be in this particular case? Do you believe an example should be made, given the sensitive nature, given the fact that there will be more provocations ahead in the next few weeks as well?
Well, let me tell you very frankly, facts are facts. You cannot argue with the facts. These attempts will continue. Here, the backgrounder is being checked. Accounts are being checked. There is all likelihood, that's what some of the sources, police sources tell me, and the local sources tell me. There is all likelihood that there is some foreign funding, and which has been flowing from quite some time. You were just asking Maulana ji, you were asking Sufi ji, about how did this crowd come about. But I have a feeling, that there was some foreign funding coming from last couple of years. And he was right when he said, it's basically Pakistan-based, Hamas-based and Muslim Brotherhood-based, because these are all what they call it as Sunni. And this is happening. Right now it's happening, and because of that, this whole crowd comes. Here, what Major said, has a relevance. Being literate and being educated. Being understanding the country as country is evolving. And having a mindset of their own is one thing, and following some leaders is another thing. And here in places, some places, see, you don't have to forget that Gujarat is going to be, according to me, the prime target. Because what better place than Gujarat they hurt when they are fighting against Narendra Modi. And in this particular episode, you are seeing the links of PFI and old Simi. Old Simi had a big presence in some districts of Gujarat. Junagadh is one among them. So I will not be surprised if the hand of old Simi hands come in this. Because ultimately, many of the Simi activists turned into PFI. And after PFI was born, they were dormant for some time, and it is again resurfacing. You must not forget that 2008 Mumbai attacks were launched from the Gujarat coast they had come. You must not forget that RDX had first come into Gujarat, and from there it went out. See, Gujarat has a checkered past as far as terrorism is concerned. Yes, these areas were not very, very disturbed, what we call Saurashtra today. But that does not mean the past must be forgotten. This sort of incidents will go on. Despite being, a one-party type of a rule here, there are miscreants who will try and create such things and make a hullabulla out of this whole thing. And I don't see it as an isolated thing. I see this incident as one of the chains that could trigger or start. And I was surprised when I was listening to Sufi ji, that how many contacts this man has in Pakistan, how many contacts, whom did he meet? He knew everything. They suggest so many things. And people need to take care and be cautious about it. Our agencies must take note of it, and probably they have obtained 4 days remand So I don't think anything is going to be out of all these things. Things are going to come out. Yes, how much will be in public domain and how much will be kept behind, that's a different thing. Because here comes the question of, peace and law and order. Nobody wants peace of a state or peace of a nation being disturbed at this time. And there will be no stone unturned to disturb the peace of this nation. And this is going to happen. And I'm telling you once again,
yes,
in Gujarat it will start.
Yes. Okay. We need to guard against it, is what you're clearly saying. Let me leave it at that. My thanks to all of our guests for joining us on this discussion.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.